What's good, y'all? Michael here today with another video. Before we begin, go subscribe. Otherwise, I'm gonna go get a I'm gonna go get a grizzly bear and I'm gonna send him to your house. But anyway, if you don't want that to happen, I say just go subscribe. Otherwise, you're gonna get a bear on you, and he's gonna say subscribe, or otherwise this claw is going straight into your skull. But anyway, let's get to the Detroit Lions. This might be the most predictive, most hardest thing I ever gonna be doing in my life. This is the most hardest thing I'll do because most likely, if this is wrong, I'm gonna get shitted on. But anyway, let's get to this. I have y'all going 4-12. Okay, 4-12 seems like a pretty reasonable record. Okay, I know lots of Lions fans are gonna say, "Oh, what are you gonna say? We got Adrian Peterson, man. We got Kenny Galladay. We got Marvin Jones. We have Matthew Stafford. That's gonna have a comeback year." No, no, man. Like, cut it out. Sorry, I was drinking a soda there, but this is probably gonna be the most hardest thing I'll do because more than likely I'm gonna be wrong on this. I could be wrong, okay? How do you win 9 games with Jim Cardwell and fire him? It's 9-7. 9-7 seems like a pretty solid record to me. Yeah, barely made, you barely didn't make the playoffs, but at the end of the day, you still won more games with Jim Cardwell than Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia should have been fired last year, only winning 3 games. But somehow you still wanted to keep him around. I remember the owner giving out a large letter saying, "We're going to roll with Matt Patricia." Understand something. Matt Patricia should have been fired. Okay? There's nothing to win here. Detroit should have never. Okay, if Darius Slay, because I hear this all the time from Eagles fans that Darius Slay is a solid pickup. Darius Slay couldn't make that secondary look better. So what do you think Jeff Okudah is? Jeff Okudah is a rookie, and you expect him to put up the numbers he did in college. Stop. Come back to reality. This defense is trash. They overpaid Trey Flowers. They got Jamie Collins, he's a bum out of New England. And that's that. That secondary is ass. They overpaid Trey Flowers. Jamie Collins is a bum outside of New England, and just because he's with somebody from New England doesn't mean anything. And matter of fact, Matt Patricia hasn't done anything. He hasn't beat Bill Belichick yet. He hasn't done what Bill Belichick does. He doesn't punt the ball and melt the clock and take delay of games to melt the clock. He doesn't do that. The only thing he does that's similar to Belichick is their quarterback to running back play. So here's the reason why the Adrian Peterson signing doesn't make sense. The only time they're ever going to run the ball is inside the 10. So you're basically just signed Adrian Peterson for 4 snaps. Just hand the ball off, get into the end zone when we're in the red zone. That's basically what you just signed Adrian Peterson, though. At least when they did it in Washington, they handed the and more. He gave the Redskins more red zone opportunities. They were like I think they were like third in red zone opportunities. It's just their quarterback was bad, and that was that. Uh, I'm not saying Stafford is worse than Dwayne Haskins because we all know Dwayne Haskins is a bum, but I know I'm going to get criticized for this, but the greatest Lion of all time is Matthew Stafford. Okay, the greatest Lion of all time is Matthew Stafford. As overrated as Matthew Stafford, he has the worst percentages against teams with winning records. He has only beaten 5 teams with winning records. He has had the worst stat ever. He has literally no offensive line and no weapons. I don't care about Galladay. I don't care about Marvin Jones. I don't care about TJ Hockenson. I don't care about Marvin Hall. Those weapons, where was those weapons last year? As a matter of fact, why did they, when Stafford was healthy in 2018, why did they win 6 games? That's right. That's right, because Matthew Stafford is a career loser. So let's get to these wins and loses. In a couple days versus Chicago, that's a loss. At Green Bay, that's a loss. At the Arizona Cardinals, that's a loss. At the Saints, which is a loss. And I'm making a bold prediction that will most likely not be right. They will fire Matt Patricia after a 4-0 start. Then at Jacksonville, that's a win. At Atlanta, that's a win. At home versus the Colts, that's a loss. At Vikings, that's a loss. At home versus the football team, that's a win. At Panthers, that's a win. It gives you a little pick-me-up, but all the remainder of the games you're going to lose out. You're going to lose out against the Texans. You're going to lose out Chicago. I don't know about Green Bay. You might be able to beat Green Bay at home. You will lose to the Titans. Oh, at Tennessee, that's a loss. At home against Tampa Bay, that's a loss. At home versus Minnesota, that's a loss. So that's a reasonable prediction when I'm saying y'all going 4-12. Understand something. This team will never prospect unless they move on from Matt Patricia. Matthew Stafford, this might be his last year in Detroit. We've already heard rumors that he demanded a trade. And more than likely, I'm going to be right. They're good. As a matter of fact, I don't really think his back was hurting. They're going to find a way to bench him. Because Matt Patricia doesn't even like his quarterback. He doesn't even like his quarterback. So what makes you think he's going to carry Matt Patricia? Even Aaron Rodgers would not carry Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia is the 4th best coach in the NFC North. The only best coach in that division is Mike Zimmer. Matt LaFleur hasn't even sniffed, so he's probably 3rd. You're not even better than that bum, that random we never heard of in Tennessee. But anyway, that's it. That's all for today's video. I will be going live during the Bears and the Lions game. I'm most likely gonna have to use my Sunday football ticket because I get the Dolphins game here and I get the Green Bay versus Vikings game. And I'm not gonna do that because I might give an update on time to time on there, but I'm not really gonna, just stay focused on one game at a time. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Subscribe and always bear down in FTP.